Rail. Right here. Oh.
I think it is.
Who's there? It's rare. Who's there? It's rare. Come fill your time. This pod's for all. From the Finger Lakes, join in the call. Learn something new about the Cuca Trail. Upstate New York, every episode I tell. Who's there? It's rare. Who's there? It's rare. It's rare.
And we're live.
We are.
We are. How's it going, guys?
Good morning, everyone.
Everybody.
I'm surprised this is where Phil's going to say
We're
screwed up yet
either
again.
Yeah, we're either late or early, depending on who you ask. But here we are. It's 11:37 on July 26, 2020, and everybody's alive. Everybody's good. Well,
This person's fault. Wait,
It's-
this way.
Wait,
There you go. That's
It's
that
me.
person's fault.
it's my fault again. Sorry.
That's okay.
We can't make plans when we've been consuming alcoholic beverages.
You have excuses. We do not. Phil and I do not have children, so we can't, we should be available at all times. So, you
For the
actually,
most part.
yeah.
Dude,
So,
I put in so
her
many.
Her excuse isn't the kid; it's the boat.
oh, it's a boat. Oh,
It's a
boat.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I tried to stick up for you.
Nope.
You know what? I'm going to own it. I've entered a new part of my life where I just own things. And I'm like, I said, I just want to go on the boat. And Phil's going to be like, you're selfish. And I'm like, I understand that. And I get it. But I really want to go on the boat today. Please, for the love of God. I put in over 40 hours at my day job. I know Phil doesn't care. You know what? I get it.
They
I
can't
own it.
pick you up 15 minutes later.
Well, I pushed it. So for you
Yeah.
guys.
Listen, you got to be demanding. Like at your job, you got to tell them, wait 15 minutes. Like when people are
You know
pissed
what?
about their garbage.
Take a lap, swing back
Uh-huh.
around to the dock, and I'll run off the end and jump, just like in one of those old movies where they're like trying to catch the Mississippi River boat and they've got to jump onto it.
But I also visited a new place yesterday, but I'll bring that up later. So I feel like I did a little due diligence on my own yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Somebody has to.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
Is your hair okay, Jesse? I mean, what are you doing?
There's something going on with it. I don't know what it is.
That's crazy. Hold on.
Pointing a lot of.
No, that didn't help.
I don't think that helped.
I don't know what's going on. All
I
right.
don't know who you think you're going to pick
we're
up.
just gonna leave it alone. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Between the two of you.
Look at
Okay.
that. Oh my God, it's so bad. Anyway,
Okay.
Oh man.
How was everyone?
Yeah.
Everyone doing good?
good.
Yeah.
Great. I had some trading post for breakfast today.
How is the trading post?
Yeah,
It's
never
good.
been.
It's good.
You've never been? It's good.
They've
No.
got really good corned beef hash, but I'm not eating that right now.
Nope.
So I went with Kristen and she said, "Oh, Phil, what are you going to get here?" And I said, "Oh, probably just some eggs and bacon." And the lady came over and asked our order. And I said, "I want six eggs and a couple pieces of bacon." And
And she looked at you weird.
she was 6.
6. Why don't you just get 7?
Well, I thought about getting 10. So I'm
I was
still
gonna say
hungry,
10.
but I said I'll just eat again when I get home.
Did you do the Ron Swanson thing? Did you say,
All the eggs and bacon that you have.
yeah? And then when she gives you a look, you're like, no, see, you're not understanding all the eggs and bacon you have.
Ron Swanson and Phil are literally brothers.
They
I
are.
feel.
One
You guys are.
thing.
I'm the version with the beard.
So I saw the show and I'm like, oh my God, that's Phil.
That guy is like Phil.
Yeah, he aspires to be like me someday.
So I have to do kitten removal and then I'll be back. Sorry.
Oh, is the cat back?
She's crazy.
Get an extraction.
Very next day.
Hey, Rosemary's watching.
Rosemary. So I'm aware that Rosemary Knapp went to Laurentide yesterday and she watched live music. And I heard the live music Laurentide was awesome yesterday. There was a bluegrass band from Massachusetts. So if Rosemary, if you have anything to add in, that would be fantastic. So she's
Yeah, how
probably
was it?
typing right now. I want to know how it was. But I heard from the Peases. It was awesome. It was fun. I think any live music is going to be fantastic at this point.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like I leave town for 3 months and I come back and there's a new brewery all of a
Mhm.
sudden. And it's actually pretty good.
It is really good.
Yeah.
It's
Lauren
really
Tide's
awesome.
where it's at.
Yeah.
Jesse, did you
That's
hear
right.
any feedback about the live music at Laurentide yesterday? Did you work
No.
yesterday?
Yeah, but
You
I
worked at the brewery or
I
the
wo-
distillery.
I went there and hung out for a little bit, but it was slam packed, so
hmm
it was crazy.
It distance out, but
Oh yeah, no, they had it all 6 foot distanced out. They really did. They had white lines of tables and made sure they were all 6 feet apart. But there's just
I
a
don't
lot
want
of
to get
people.
anybody in trouble.
Yep. No, they're all good.
Do you think they will get in trouble
No.
for something? Good.
Mhm.
Well, that's the fear. I think
It's
that's
crazy.
the fear as owners.
You just never
though.
know anymore,
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't
Hey.
even have to do anything wrong to get in trouble anymore. You just have to have somebody.
Say
Be
you did
pissed.
something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for them. That's really cool.
Can you see Rosemary's comments?
No, I can't see.
You're
No.
not able to. You're supposed to be able to see them.
I see nothing. What did Rosemary say?
She said it was pretty good! Exclamation point.
All
Nice to
right.
be able to see live entertainment.
I bet. Well, her husband is live entertainment every day.
Oh boy.
That's
He is
true.
live
He
entertainment,
lives
that's
with live
for sure.
entertainment.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bobo.
Babo.
He'll get going with a little bluegrass too. I
There-
forgot they're
he-
big
He
bluegrass.
can sing. That man.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
man's got a voice on him. Yeah.
Well, it's the Knapp family. Of course they all
Yeah.
do.
So I talked to Marla and Tracy at the Laurentide, and when we go live, they are more than down for a podcast.
We're gonna have to buy one more microphone then. I've got enough. I just need one more microphone to be able to have both of them.
Perfect.
Cool. Yeah. They and they're very interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah.
We need more interesting.
Meaning more. I think I told you Marla's a gemologist. It's pretty
Gemologist,
Gemologist?
a gemologist.
like
Yeah.
gemstones.
Yeah. So she knows everything about so pretty much if your wife has a fake wedding ring on, fake diamond, don't bring her around Marla because she will expose you in a moment. You know, it's
I'm gonna show
Yeah.
some jewelry then.
yeah,
Awesome.
she's
That would be hilarious.
there's not many gemologists.
Not for the husband.
No, there's
Yeah.
not. Yeah. So she's
I'm
that's
excited.
really cool. I talked to her at one point and it was I went down a gem rabbit hole. It was not good. I'm just I don't know what's going on. I need to leave the conversation.
There's gonna be so many people go to the brewery now, asking about their gems.
What do you think about this?
Yeah.
Oddly enough, this fits in perfectly to I bumped into one of my friends. He actually pointed out the fact that he gets made fun of for being very old quite often. I think he was 120 years old when I met him 20 years ago. Really
wow.
nice guy. He's one of my good friends. And he said that when people ask him how old he is, he just says, "Let me put it this way. I'm so old that my birthstone is lava."
Okay.
So
It's pretty old.
take
I'll
that
take
for
it.
what it is.
Well,
I don't take it.
Marion's not taking it.
I'm
The
not
gem.
taking it.
Instead of a gem, he gets lava.
She's not taking it.
Oh, okay. Well, his jokes. Do you want to hear another famous joke from him?
Is it gonna be
it's
good?
it's bad. No, it's a bad joke.
Yeah.
I don't know why for some reason, and I don't know if this is the right time in history to tell a joke this way. But
Oh
for
no!
some
Wait!
reason,
Don't.
he always all of his jokes always start off with, "There's this old Jewish couple," and I asked him about it one time. Why are they Jewish? And he says, "Oh, just because my friend that would tell me the jokes was Jewish, so he'd always make them Jewish in the story." So there's this old Jewish couple, and they're living alone at home, and the husband starts to get really comfortable, and he one day the wife's like, "I don't get what's wrong with you. What's going on with you?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Well, for the past 2 weeks you've been walking around the house completely naked." And he's like, "Well, what? Nobody comes over and visits us. They don't call, they don't write, they don't show up. So why should I bother putting any clothes on?" And she goes, "Yeah, but what I don't get is if nobody's going to come over and visit us, why are you always wearing your best hat? Says, well, they might. You want
it was pretty good. I think it was kind of funny. What do you think, Marianne?
I don't get it.
Marianne?
Oh,
doesn't-
God.
Is he wearing? So
Doesn't-
he's naked, but he's wearing a hat.
Yeah, he's wearing a hat in case company
in
shows
case.
up. He wants
But-
to make sure he has his
But he wants
best
to be
hat on.
naked.
Well, he doesn't
Yes.
think anybody's actually going to come.
But
But just in case.
he has his hat.
Well, I guess the effort was there with the hat. What kind of hat was it?
Marianne,
I don't know.
She's overthinking hats.
I
now.
it's a joke.
am.
It's a joke. It's apparently about old Jewish people. I don't know.
Oh God.
I don't get it.
Talking about asking people why they started a joke with Jewish people. When are we gonna okay, wait, this is out to everybody in the world watching this, maybe, the 100 people. Let's all work on not being sensitive. Let's try to toughen up a little bit, right? Do we have to be sensitive? You remember back in the day, when you were in school and everyone was just messing with you all the time and you just had to learn brush it off. It doesn't hurt. It's good. It's fun. It's fun.
It was fun. It used to be when you'd get together with your friends. That was most of what you'd spend your time doing, is just bullshitting, and then just seeing how far in you could dig to make them squirm. Yeah. And just get laughs out of each other. And if somebody made a good one about you, you would just laugh because is
that just a guy thing? 'Cause I don't think girls do that.
Oh, girls are worse than guys.
Nobody does it anymore because they're afraid that somebody's gonna get offended.
I'm offended.
I'm offended.
I'm offended.
No, but
I'm offended right now.
Just let's all toughen up. Let's do it. Let's have fun.
All right, let's have fun.
You don't have to be sensitive about everything. That's my thing to everybody. Anytime anyone's like, well, that makes me feel uncomfortable, I'm like, it's okay to be uncomfortable. You grow from being uncomfortable.
Let's explore it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, that's a big thing that Irshad Manji, that I always am talking about, that she talks about a lot, is giving offense is part of expanding your mind and expanding other people's mind. A lot of things about her, a lot of things about me are offensive to people. The fact, I don't know,
I agree.
The fact that I'm who I am, that I'm a straight white male, offends some people. Not a lot of people, but it's something that for some people it's a oh, well, you're whatever, right? And for other people it's the opposite, or what, but if you don't let that be part of the conversation, then you're never going to grow.
True.
I was literally just talking about this with Kevin yesterday, where I was just randomly thinking about certain people. I'll just say Steve McMichael won, right? And he's a huge Trump fan and everyone's offended by Trump. But you know what, though? He puts it out, or even Bob Knapp puts it out. And I'm like, you know what? I appreciate them for who they are, because they're so entertaining to me. Mm-hmm. And yeah, everyone's or not, I'm saying everyone is offended by them, but people are offended by maybe their comments. But I'm like, dude, no, it's okay to have these different kind of comments. And it's okay to have conversations. What's wrong with conversations now is that people are, like you said, they're so easily offended. The problem is nobody knows how to listen and try to grow from each other, right? It's okay for that. I don't know when or how this happened, but people just don't talk anymore. They don't listen is the biggest thing too.
I think you're using actually even the wrong word. Okay. It should be, it's necessary to have that. You have to have that. Mm-hmm. It needs to happen, because if you're going to be, it's like any successful person. Think about it. Any successful person that all they get is, oh yeah, you're right all the time. You know what I mean? You don't have anybody that goes, no, that's not a good decision, because they don't want to lose the money that you bring them when you're famous. It's like Phil and I tell Mary, Phil and I are in different ends of the spectrum, people wise, right? He looks at things from a different angle than I do. Right. And that's what I appreciate about him, is because he's not afraid to be like, hey, dude, that's not probably right. And I'll be like, and most people don't usually say that. They're usually like, yeah, sure. Because people don't want the confrontation. But Phil's like, yeah, honestly, I don't think that's right. And then I'll be like, well, I think it is. And have a little bit of a, and
that's the only way you can have an honest conversation.
Neither of us are ever mad. I've never. It's just like a quick, oh, cool. All right. I see where you're coming from. Like, why can't people do that? It's not that tough. Pretty easy.
I don't really know. Well, maybe because there's not a lot of people like that. They're not exposed to that. Because I think this is one of the reasons why I really appreciate our relationship. My relationship with Phil is that he's honest, and when he is brutal about something, it's a quick drive by, and I am hurt for a little bit, and then we grow from it and we move on. So somehow this podcast is about how we appreciate Phil.
Yeah. Well, appreciate people like him. If you look at people like Phil who aren't afraid to challenge other people's opinions, they're pretty successful type of people. Like look at the podcast
you guys
of Joe,
do this too. You guys
Joe Rogan, that Jordan Peterson guy. People hate him, right? Because he challenges people's things that they feel like deep, like moral issues. He challenges them, and he makes people uncomfortable, and people don't like him for it. But guess what? I mean, somebody's got to do it, right?
I like to listen to it. Let's make people uncomfortable.
That's what Jesse always says about me, is that I'm not afraid to be uncomfortable.
Right.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You can't be afraid to be uncomfortable. That's like, I mean, it should be probably 80% of life is just being at least a little bit uncomfortable.
You've exposed this to my daughter at a very, very young age.
I did. Yep. Oh, you know what? Actually, I get that you feel that way. It's a valid feeling, but this is the way that life is going to be for a while. So, like, reality is, I know that you want to eat ice cream right now, and you want to have candy every 7 minutes, and gum. But what's going to happen is you're going to have to wait till after dinner.
Yeah.
You know?
That was probably the moment where Portia's like, why did my mom leave me with this guy? Life sucks.
I'd really like to have yogurt for dinner. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not what's dinner tonight.
Did I already tell everyone that I fell off the meat diet? I put in my 6 days and I was like, screw it. Not doing this anymore.
You know what? You lasted 6 days. You lasted 6 days last time.
Do you have like a problem with commitment after 6 days? Is that what it is? Is it like a 6-day commitment issue, or is it the meat issue? I'm trying to figure it out.
I think commitment overall for me right now is just hard.
Right.
I don't want to be in any commitment.
All I told her was, if you try it for 3 weeks, you'll never want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the magic. Like, if you can make it 3 weeks, you really never want to go back.
What got me going was that I missed vegetables and zucchini and squash. And it's a perfect time to be eating that. But what I have gained from this new way of eating is I cut back on carbs a lot. That's what I carried away from it.
Cool. At least you carried something away, right?
Exactly.
You learned something from the experience.
I did.
There you go.
Then somehow I want to do it again in the next few months. I'm like, I got it. I'm going to totally do it. And I'm going to screw it all out again.
Cool.
So have you guys been to FLX Chicken?
Yeah. You mean the Frybird?
The Frybird. I keep fucking up that
name. Yeah,
Frybird.
I gotta avoid the Frybird at all costs, because that place is like too good. Not okay.
Okay.
It is
not
good.
okay. Not okay. Good.
So for our listeners who are unaware, so they also have FLX Wienery was their first stop around the Finger Lakes, and they opened up FLX Table, which I haven't been to yet. But the Frybird, we went there after we went shopping at the outlet mall, because I'm like, where do we go for lunch in Geneva? I had no idea. Let's hit up Linden, right? Let's see what's going on in Linden. And I get confused easily. I think we all know that. So I walk in and I'm like, how do I order? They have like a flow chart. I'm still confused.
Wait, what? It just like points you in the right direction.
Yes, I know. I'm still freaking confused. It's just who I am.
All right.
So I ordered the popcorn cauliflower, and I went to this like Asian sauce, and what sold me on it was the cilantro part, because I usually avoid all Asian stuff, but I'm like, no, let's do it. And I had it because I'm like, I want some Asian sensation, and it was delicious because I got it, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be starving. Nope, it filled me up. It did what it did. I have to say, I actually really enjoy the Freiburg. That was a lot of fun. If people haven't been there before, totally go. They have all these crazy milkshakes. Was that what you're referring to, Jesse? The crazy milkshake ideas. There's like a fruity pebble milkshake.
Oh yeah, with liquor. You know, they put liquor in them too.
Oh, I didn't know there was liquor in there.
Yeah,
but
they do liquor milkshakes.
Yeah. Yes, but
pretty cool.
Such a cool concept. But here's an interesting thing. When you guys go visit other places, I pretty much I'm at a point where I'm like, just tell me where to go and what to do, because I feel like each establishment does something different. I'm like, tell me what to do, and then I'm gonna figure out from there. They're like, oh, you can sit anywhere, and I'm like, can I sit anywhere? And so then Kev was like, can we sit at the bar? I'm like, oh no, we can't sit at the bar. And they're like, no, sit at the bar. I'm like, the bar was the best place to be. I'm like literally not seeing or touching anyone. It was perfect. But I would highly recommend going to the Freiburg. I was gonna sit outside in the sun, but then I looked at Kevin and he's gonna melt. So that's why we sat inside in the AC. So it was good.
Yeah, you want to talk about somebody who changed. Is not really changed. I mean, he's kind of changed the dynamic of Geneva and food around. Is Chris Bates, the guy who owns all FLX Table and the Wienery. And a lot of people probably don't know, but I believe he's one of, I can't remember, somewhere in the hundreds of the only like master sommeliers in the world.
Wow.
He's a master. Yeah. Not just a sommelier, a master sommelier. And
that's nuts.
And in the Finger Lakes, we have one that just lives like 15, 20 minutes from all of us, you know? So like, you want to talk about somebody that knows wine and all
food.
I mean, all the stuff that he knows. Yeah. I actually got to meet him before he opened the Wienery. My father and I worked on it. He redid the place for him and put everything in.
Nice.
So I've known him for a long time. He also owns a winery as well. So that was
Which one?
That one's over by Hornell. Yeah, and I can't remember the name.
Hornell?
Yeah, over that area, down over there. I don't know if it's Hornell, what exact town it's called, and I can't remember the name. But if you ever go into the Wienery and look at the red wine that he has all set up, that's all his brand. It's all something with an O. I can't remember what it is.
Interesting.
So. Oh.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool if you want to have a wine by a master sommelier. It's made in the Finger Lakes out of 150 or something, or 120. I don't know how many there are in the world.
Well, I mean, you've got to imagine, it's nice to at least have one in the best wine region in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There you go.
That's
that's our opinion. I mean, I don't know. It's my opinion. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I think it's cool. And it's cool that he brought something different around, doing the table. I don't know if you guys have ever been to the table.
I haven't had time.
I did. I went once for a birthday.
Birthday party.
It was very good. Yeah, it was very good.
Is it Element Winery?
Element. Sorry, that's what it is. It is Element.
Ooh, Element.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize there's this on Linden Street. They have all these wines there, and you can do a tasting there. And I did try the Element wine.
That's his as well. That's his liquor store.
Okay. Yeah. I was unaware of that. I didn't know what this was. So we strolled in, and I got to taste their Pinot Noir. Yep. Dude, hands down. I thought that was it. I was excited about it. So I did speak to the young gentleman there. I don't have my wallet on me, so I apologize. But I definitely would like to have at least carry that at the wine bar. I think there was something to be proud of. You know what I mean? To showcase from a Pinot Noir in this area.
It's pretty good stuff.
Yes. Yeah. And it's an Arkport, FYI.
Arkport. Yeah, so it's like over by Hornell. I was right. A little close to there.
You know who else is doing really cool stuff over there is Justin Rechtenwald at the Wild Brew.
I want to go. We tried going there once and it was closed.
Yep. And that's... Is it the Wild Brew is the winery, or is that the bar, the wine bar? Because they've got the brew.
This is Wild Brew Winery and a Focus Wine Bar in Hornell.
Yeah, that's in Hornell.
Yeah, well, so their bar is in Hornell, but the winery itself is in Arkport, I believe.
So Arkport and Hornell are like right next to each other, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, they're like 4 or 5 miles apart on the same road.
Okay, thought so.
Yeah. Right up the road from where I grew up in Canastillo.
Canastillo.
So yeah, Hornell would be. So once I decided that I thought I was gonna run a marathon, it didn't work out because I got injured. But I did a 20-mile run.
Yeah.
And I ran to Arkport and back, and
Whoa.
Hornell was on the way.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Oh, Jesse, I wanted to tell you something too. So I worked at the wine bar this weekend, right? Which is fun. I like Fridays more than Saturdays. But anywho, I had this couple though that came in, 2 couples last night. And these 2 ladies were coming from different areas, but they meet here to spend a weekend together. And I was talking about your place at the 18th Amendment. And one of my other fun couples that come in all the time, I love them. They're my regulars. And they were overhearing my conversation. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, how do you not know this? Like, you guys come here all the time. They're like, we only come here. I'm like, okay, well, don't forget me when you go find Jesse's place. And you better tell them I sent you there. So I brought you up, my friend, that they didn't know. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
No, of course. Absolutely.
I've been sending a lot of people Jesse's way lately.
Yes, you have. Yeah,
Did
I got to
you
meet your coworker yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's that?
We
Gina?
offered her like free alcohol once she told us that she had to stay in the same office as you. It was like, we're so sorry. Is there anything we can get you? Do you need
Is it
therapy, counseling? Like, what,
Yeah.
we can do anything you need here. And she just wanted alcohol. She said it would make up for.
Alcohol helps.
Yeah.
It
No,
does
she was
help.
really cool. So.
Yep. No, they're very
Awesome.
good. They're good. That was, I don't know how often they get a night out because
Right.
they've got a young child. So,
Is it a boy or a girl?
girl. She's
Oh,
like
what's her name?
9 months old. I want it, or no, more than that now. Almost a year, I guess.
What's the baby's name?
I don't know if I.
Why are you putting him on the spot? You
How do you
Yeah.
not know
Well,
your
I know the
coworker's
baby's. I know the
name?
baby's name, but I don't know if we should talk about it on the podcast.
Oh, I just want to know the name. But
I don't-
that's okay.
Yeah,
My cat's meowing.
I don't know. I don't know if it's weird or not. So I don't want to.
don't know if it's
I don't
You don't
wanna
want to be offend. You don't want to offend anyone.
Well, I don't want to like reveal a baby's name. I'm sure she says it plenty enough for people to know what the baby's
Is
name
it Phil?
is.
I hope
No,
it's Phil.
it's a girl.
Phyllis.
Who cares? Phyllis.
You're full.
Hey Jesse, when are you gonna grab some abandoned beer for 18th?
I used to have their
That other one that I don't like.
the Dark and Mild, I think is
Yeah.
what it was called. I used to have that one on. That was a good one. I don't get up there enough. That's my problem. So the thing is most people usually just like bring me kegs and I just like throw them on. So I don't usually have to go anywhere. And
Oh, I'll just tell Jeff then.
yeah,
I'll text him right now.
if anyone just brings me a keg, I'm like, thanks, I'll pay you. I
Is
don't
it a
care.
sixtel?
Just
You
make
need a
sure it's
sixtel?
good. Sixtels work.
All right. I'll
Skinny quarters work. I'll take.
skinny quarters. I'll
Yeah.
text him now.
You know, the other nice thing that you can do with them is what Marianne's been doing at the wine bar is to have cans.
And
I
let
don't know if you like the idea of having cans or not, but
let me explain the reason why I'm doing cans. Last time when the first time we shut down, I was stuck with a lot of beer and didn't go anywhere, and I lost money for that. And so my concern is if and when it does happen again, I don't want to be stuck with all this beer because who is going to drink all this beer with me? Nobody.
I'll be tribute.
I feel like I'm making a sound business decision right now. It's like I just don't want to be stuck with money like that or stuck with inventory like that. I can't move. But the can situation though is pretty cool. And I like to carry. I'm going to reach back out to TJ Sheehan and see if I can get other different kind of cans too.
Oh, that's
I usually
company
go
to
through them. Great company to go through. Jamie can deliver. Oh, there we go, bud.
Can deliver. There we go.
There we go.
Jamie always delivers.
He does. She does. But I usually go through Right Beverage for my beer. So I want to go back to TJ Sheehan and see if we can spice things up a little bit more. But IPAs sell. It's just liquid gold to everybody.
People love the IPAs.
Yeah.
I'm over them. I'm over IPAs.
You're
over it. Been done and over it. I was drinking IPAs before it was cool. That's how I feel.
Because you're that
No. I feel like I was drinking it like way before it was cool to drink it. I really do.
He also embraced water before
Yeah.
water
No,
was in bottles.
No, I
Yeah.
did
You
Water
like
was in bottles.
No, I
you
did
like
not.
Hootie
I
and the
did not.
Blowfish in the early
No.
90s.
No. Like my buddy's dad used to like do homebrew when we were like 16. We used to steal his like IPA homebrew that he would make and like drink it out of growlers, and then like, you know, just hammering IPAs for 10 years straight. You're like, okay, you know, let's try lagers and ales and try different stuff. You know, Miller Light's pretty good. Love it. So yeah.
Mm.
Nope.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's
Jesse,
good.
I'm so glad you told me this story.
Wait,
'cause now Phil and I will be
I
honest.
thought you liked Miller Lite, Marianne. Or is that
No, it's
Mick
no,
Ultra,
Bud
right?
Light Lime.
But didn't you used to
Oh, the
drink like
lime.
Michelob Ultra or something?
Nope. BLL is what I'm called because that's my go-to is the Bud Light Lime.
That is true. I do know that. But before that, you used to drink like Mick Ultra or something.
No, you're confusing me with somebody else who's dark haired in your life. I also
Oh,
like
okay.
the
My mistake.
lemonade, Bud Light lemonade. It's a thing. It's hard
It's a
to get
shandy.
around here.
It's a shandy.
It's amazing.
Wait, talking about shandies. Everyone go to the Laurentide and order a shandy made with my limoncello because it is awesome. So it's really good.
So it's an upgraded shandy, right?
So it's half Kolsch,
yeah.
and then I don't know if you say half because I don't know their exact measurements. So I don't want to say, but
It's Kolsch.
Kolsch, sparkling lemonade, and then a shot of limoncello,
All right.
and it is awesome. It's
Delicious.
really good.
All
Yeah.
right, sounds good.
It's
Has
on
Jamie Sisson been to Laurentide? That's a good question.
We know he has.
Girl beer.
Oh,
He was talking about you, Marianne. He was talking about you.
hey,
Shots fired, Jamie.
hey.
Shots fired.
I am a chick. I am a chick.
So Jamie, we were talking, Phil and I, and obviously we have to do a couple test runs and maybe a podcast on our own, but you guys have to come when we do our live session. They got to be one of the first.
Oh, Ginny and Jamie.
Yeah.
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 You're committing me to buying more equipment though.
Yes.
Yeah, we need another microphone then.
That means I need a fifth microphone.
It's all write-offs for you.
Wait. Oh shoot, yeah, it would be 5. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people will come in twos, and yeah. So
Yeah, if we're gonna have people in twos, we have to have a fifth mic.
All right.
Yeah.
So we get to spend more money.
And a fifth set of headphones and a fifth setup.
because like at some point when we get famous, people are going to come in with their lawyers and explain situations. You're going to need like two.
No, you always say, look, you're the extra person. You have to wait in the green room, and you can listen to it live.
Okay,
but don't come in.
But don't come in.
We don't need background noise and people making comments that don't have microphones.
Right, that's right.
So I have a question for you guys. So I've discovered that the Dixie Chicks are no longer Dixie Chicks. They're called Chicks. So my question for you is would these bands changing their names because they don't want to be racist or something anymore? What are your thoughts on that though? Because what's the other one? Lady Antebellum?
Yeah.
And they so they changed it to the Lady, right? And then there's already somebody else.
Lady A.
There's already Lady A, and she's like an older black woman, and now they're suing her so they can get the name. And it's like, what are you doing?
It's because they're so woke.
They're woke. It's woke culture.
They're woke. They gotta
what?
You just said woke.
They're woke. Yeah. So they basically, you don't know what woke is?
No.
Oh, it's funny. It's a term that's really evolved. It used to be like, it was something that I think black people developed to talk about people who had their eyes open and understood what was actually happening with all of these different cultural issues and oppression and otherwise. And then it got appropriated by white people who wanted to call themselves that, whether or not they were that. And so this is a perfect example. I'm stealing this from somebody else because this is a perfect example that they or a white group that wanted to be less racist. So they changed their name, and then now they're suing a black person for their name so that they can have it instead, so they can be less racist.
Who's their brand manager? Because I'll take their job. I can do better. I guarantee it.
It's unbelievable.
Lady A or Lady Annabella, call me. I'm not hard to find. I can manage you. We won't have to worry about these things any longer. Okay?
You're telling me nobody on their team is just like, guys, we are doing more harm than good right now.
I can tell you with a lot of experience that sometimes people don't use the Google to find out.
Yeah.
They don't use the Google. You got to use the Google. Is there already a Lady A? Just Google Lady A.
Yeah.
No, they don't care. They just
can't
want
change your name to something that somebody else already has.
Yeah.
I got a lawsuit when I first opened my distillery because I didn't use Google so I made like a cinnamon. It's like almost like Fireball, right? And I called it Fire Water.
Okay.
And like, so I do like Fire Water, make this label. I have it all. I don't know how this company out of California calls me and they're like, hey, cease and desist the name Fire Water or we're going to sue you. And I was like, well, sue me then. I don't care. So I go to my lawyer and my lawyer's like, dude, you don't want them to sue you. I'm like, why? They're like, because maybe they're millionaires and you could afford to pay me for 3 quarter like sessions. And I was like, good call. Cease and desist it is. So yes, use Google before you try to, trademark anything. Cause it's not
always use
Google. But my thing though, Jesse, it's you. And you're like, kind of like a smaller camp, like Lady Antebellum. That's so much money right there. There's so many resources right there. Like, how do you drop the ball or you just don't care?
It's their brand manager. Like I said, they should call me. I'll take care of it.
Yep.
Is your phone ringing yet?
Rahr is now offering brand management as a service.
I can manage you. Tell Jamie I'll manage his brand. I'll manage. I can do like bed and breakfast. I'll do this. Oh God, I don't want to say it wrong. It's Steamboat, right? Yeah.
The Steamboat Castle.
Steamboat Castle.
Yep.
I wasn't sure if there was Castle or if it was just Steamboat. So, yeah, just get a hold of me, Jamie. I'll make it happen.
That bed and breakfast is by far one of the best places on this lake, and I've spent the night there before. And this is before I even got to know who the Ginny and Jamie. You know what I mean? And honestly, one of the best places, like I said, on this lake, by far.
That's why it would be easy to manage the brand, because every time somebody walks in from there, they're like, "Oh my God, this place! We're staying at Steamboat Castle. It's amazing." I'm like, "Yeah." So I could handle it.
This is Jamie. He sets the table.
Jamie sets the table and provides the comedy hour in the morning, and Ginny will just amaze you with all her food talents. So it looks like a lot of bed and breakfasts are going up for sale, though. It's hard. COVID's hard to manage businesses.
Have you ever been to a bed and breakfast where there's not people like Jamie and Ginny, where they're like quiet and they're not very talkative? It's awkward. Like
I guess you have. Have
you?
Have you been to a lot of bed and breakfasts?
Actually, I've been to like probably 5 or 6 before. Just like my friends would rent them out for like weddings or parties or something.
I don't get invited to those.
Yeah. Sorry, Phil. I'll also manage your brand, Phil. I'll try to like pull you out there to people. I'll be like, this is Phil. He's a good friend.
I Googled it's Rahr and it's Rahr just to make sure.
Oh, you did? Look at you, bud.
Wow. Wait, we need to trademark it. TM it. It's trademarked. Don't try to steal it, people.
TM.
Yeah.
That's official.
Done. Yeah.
I think once you make a logo, nobody can take it.
True. Yeah.
Which reminds me, I wanted to ask, can we get Kyle and Heather on here too? Because people come in twos, right? I miss those two faces. What are you doing? I think they're great.
We can probably have Kyle play the theme song live.
That would be so sweet.
That'd be pretty cool.
That theme song is killer. I mean,
it is.
Yeah. It's just a little riff, and how long did it take him to make it up? Like, it was just like
5 minutes.
Wow.
I said something to him one day, and I said, well, so I've got a friend who plays the fiddle, and I was just going to call her and say, hey, could you just do like a quick little like that we can have just like a little short like 5-second thing when we come on and when we go off. And he goes, "Oh no. Let me write you a theme song. I'll have something written in like 5 minutes." So that night he sent it to me, and then he says, "Oh, I'll just do something. I'll convert it to MP3." And then I tweaked the sound a little bit with my amazing audio skills to take out some background noise that there was, and it's pretty cool.
You got to talking about your amazing skills. You have to showcase our new soundboard that you purchased for us today. You have to show everyone this cool setup.
Well,
Ready?
I can't show it to you right now.
Is it not uncased, unpackaged?
Well, no, I'm using it. You're hearing it.
Oh, you're using it.
Yeah, you couldn't tell, could you?
Whoa.
Nope.
Nice.
I found a cord that I could, like, I didn't think I had a cord, but I had a box of, I don't know if you're like me. If you're anything like me, there's just like a box full of cords and cables of like every electronic device you ever owned, just in case like you need something later on. So I've got just this box of cords and cables, and I found one that I could use to hook up from the soundboard to the computer, and then I'm running the audio right back into the mic.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice. Exciting.
So it's good to know that you have boxes of random stuff.
I have a box of just like cords that you may need someday in your life. Yeah.
Yep.
It's
What
good.
am I
It's
using
good.
for?
It's good to have. You never know what you could need to charge, and I'm in a hurry.
True.
And I can play music right through it. The only reason I didn't play the theme song today through it is that I'm not hearing what's coming in through the board. I'm just hearing what's getting sent back out from you guys.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
when we're all sitting together, it'll be different, and I'll be able to hear it, and I'll be able to just play the theme song straight through the board.
How many mic hookups are on that, or how many? Yeah, how many hookups is
Well, it's tricky. So
It's tricky.
There are four regular mic hookups, and then any more mics in addition to that, I can have up to 8. But the last 4 have to have a different type of connection.
Okay.
And then I can also do and I've got to figure out if it'll work for phone calls, but it's also got a Bluetooth connection. So
okay.
that's how I can play the audio through my phone onto the board.
Wow.
So
cool.
Yesterday when I was testing it out, I was listening to Aerosmith and stuff and just jamming, and I had my mic turned up and I was just like singing, and it was fun.
Can we see that, please?
No,
Please.
Not today. Someday. We'll have it booked for each show.
You'll do like a little like jam sesh?
Just off air.
Oh,
Just
not live.
Before.
Just in studio, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what's the fun of that?
Well,
this would be fun.
He doesn't want to offend anybody.
With his singing?
Exactly.
We're trying to make people. We're trying to make people. Stop being so sensitive. So Phil needs to sing live.
Right, I don't know. The thing is, I don't want to get demonetized or anything. We'll get taken off YouTube if we use somebody else's song.
Right. So that's why you got to make up your own song.
Right.
Right.
Because you have a lot of time on your hands.
Yeah, I've got so much time. I've just turned down. I actually had somebody last week that wanted to start another podcast with me, and they're like, "Oh, you'd be great for this." And I said, "Yeah, that sounds cool. Let's talk about it." And then they emailed me, and then today I emailed them back and I said, "I don't have time for that." Like,
Did you actually say no?
Yeah, I said no. I said there's no way. I just can't do it. Like
Can we know what like the base of the show is going to be? Like what?
Yeah, they wanted to talk about Gaelic Storm. It's it's like an Irish rock band.
Oh, okay.
And they're a great band. I love them, and I wouldn't mind doing like an episode on them at some point. But as far as doing a regular show on them, it'd be way more work than I have time for right now.
Right.
It's too much commitment to be able to do that. In addition to this, in addition to all the other things I've got. So yeah, I said no.
So are you getting ready to start work again at college?
Getting ready to start work again.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've got so much stuff I've got to get done before then.
Are you gonna wait till the last minute like you usually do and start doing everything?
I've been working on it. I've been trying to get stuff done. I've got to go buy a camera later today for filming that we're doing tomorrow on the trail.
Oh.
And yeah, it's just Just trying to keep up.
Thank you for reminding me. So Kevin's parents have new neighbors, right? And he was saying that his parents brought the new neighbors out when they went for a walk, and she was asking questions about the outlet trail, and I said, you know what? Why don't we just connect the new neighbors to Phil, so then Phil can do a personalized walking trail and talk to them about the friends of the outlet, and they can be on board. So I just wanted to. Do you have business cards?
I don't know.
As the Presidente.
Hey, you guys keep going. I'll be right back.
Okay,
Cool.
he's gotta go to the bathroom. Okay, so I think it's just you and I.
All right.
Hair again. Oh, there's more of you, so you have to fix your hair.
Right. Yeah. I gotta look good. Anyways, no. Yeah. Cool. So we went to your place on Sunday.
Yes.
Last
Yes.
Sunday.
Was it hot? Was it too hot?
No.
Because you get a little bit later.
No, it's normal.
So we're playing with the idea. I don't know when we're going to be pulling the trigger on this. We're going to start doing yoga right before brunch starts opening on Sunday.
Yoga.
So yoga out on the patio at the Water Street Wine Bar, right?
Whoa.
I know, right? It's going to be fun. I don't know when we're going to pull the trigger on it, but I did get approval from my landlord. It was opposite of what I usually do, because I usually just do it and then someone tells me you did this wrong. I'm like, oh, really? So kind of like how I messed up today. But I'm pretty excited about doing that, though. It'd be just something different, because I feel like what we talked about earlier is that there's not a lot of things for people to do, right?
I mean, not really. No. Yeah, yoga would be fun. I mean,
So
I wouldn't do it, but it would be cool.
All right. So Jesse, because I want to go through a trial run with some of my friends and just see what works and what doesn't work. I'm not a type of person just to just throw it to the wind and see, because I don't want to waste people's time. That's where I'm mostly cautious of. So when I get this rolling, I'll shoot you and Mary. Do your parents want to do yoga too? No. Okay. No. Okay.
My mom would, if you offered her free Bacardi and Coke or something, she'd probably go. But that would be you have to talk her in with rum. The only way to get her to do anything like that.
Oh, running into your parents on Thursday, that was so awesome. So we were coming back from Abandon on Thursday, right? And we were starving, but all the places are closed. And Phil was like, why don't we just stop at 18th and grab some food? I'm like, I didn't even think about that. Because I don't go out a lot. So I forget what's available and what's not available. So your BLT by far was probably one of my was my favorite. It was my favorite BLT that I had, because I'm like, yes, let's just devour all of this.
Awesome.
And
half pound of bacon. Half pound. That's a lot of bacon.
I mean, it's funny because I show up with Phil and Amanda, and Phil's the meat eater and Amanda's the vegetarian, and I'm like, I eat everything, so it doesn't really matter. But Amanda loved that vegan burger, whatever it was. Yeah. No, she loved it, and obviously Phil loved your bacon, so it was overall an exciting experience. But it was nice to see your mom, though. I like your mom.
Yeah, she's interesting.
At first, your mom scared me, and I didn't know.
She's not that bad. She's a little crazy.
But now I'm like, I fully appreciate how raw she is. I'm just like, oh, there he is. Hey, bud.
Hey, my mom's very opinionated.
I know, and that's what I like about her.
It's scary. Yeah, growing up with a mother like that, it's not how most people
she's gonna come tell you.
Oh, you're gonna know. There's no guessing what's going on. If she doesn't like your girlfriend or your friend, there's no gonna be well, I just think mom's no, not happening. And if she comes here, I'm throwing her out the door. It's Mom, you can't throw people out the door.
She's looking out for you.
She's bet.
Probably the window.
Yeah.
She must love Phil, though.
She loves Phil. Because Phil, and her just they
because I like her. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And my mom is one of those people, you don't have to guess what she thinks about you. So either she likes you or she hates you. So
does she tolerate me then?
She likes you. Yeah.
Does she?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. At first, she scared the shit out of me, though. I'm not going to lie. She really scared me. I'm
not that bad.
She's got a lot of energy. I could tell right away. I remember when I first met them, it's she just had a lot of energy. She she gets going, you can tell she likes you, and then she starts talking about something, and you're like, oh,
She's
that,
comfortable.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's why every time you keep telling her she's gonna have a little thing on our podcast, she's like, okay, yeah, like I'm ready. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's if you should do that, Mom.
Well, we can pre-record it. The thing is,
it's gonna have to be
pre-record it,
Probably gonna be.
and then we can play it just like we play the intro song.
Yeah,
we'll just
send it to
drop it in.
It's Rahr lawyers. Make sure everything's or it's Rare, but I say it's Rahr lawyers, and make sure it's all appropriate, and then we'll maybe let it through, Mom, because I know that my parents are watching. They usually watch, so
we'll just have to cut some parts out. It's gonna be really weird. It's gonna be like a masterpiece put together.
We just have to make sure. I already told her she can't say any names.
Yes,
I think as long as we don't say any names, we're probably good here.
And don't say the bad words. My mom's favorite word is the F word. It's like
we dropped that a couple times.
Yeah, but it's part of her vocabulary. It's just like the and the F word for my mom are like bam bam. They fit. They're like the same thing. She doesn't know. So
I think I've been more aware of using profanity less because I feel like it makes people uncomfortable. And when I hear other people say it a lot, it makes me uncomfortable. I guess it just depends on the situation I'm in. But especially even in a work setting, it's like where I work at my day job, sometimes it just comes out. But I don't think it's that professional to swear all the time, unless you're at a bar, and that's a totally different story.
See, I swear a lot. I don't know. But
maybe I don't pay attention.
I notice people that swear usually. Like there's that cliche saying, right? Like the more people swear, the more honest they are because they're passionate, right? I mean, that's what, passion, people use word enhancers, and that's definitely, the F word is the word enhancer.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
You want to you want to get someone's attention, just throw it out there.
So versatile.
Yeah. You just toss
emphasis.
that word. You toss that word and everyone's like, oh shit, he's serious. Like we better pay attention.
Jesse's always serious.
He said the F word.
So let's not bring that guy into the boardroom. We're not going to put him in front of anybody important.
I think Portia's like the F word, Mom. Like, oh, fun. Like, you're too young to know. You don't need to know this. Go
right?
Be a kid. Go be a kid.
They still don't know what the F word is, do they? Did we talk about that?
It was the N word.
Oh.
No. She doesn't know what the N word is. But no. She doesn't. No.
What do you think it is?
She doesn't know the N word. I remember we were the three of us, you, Phil, and P were walking. We're all walking together, and I said something, I'm like, don't use the N word, and I think it was the.
Oh, you said
naughty.
She was saying no. No, she kept saying
she's using the word no.
And you said, I don't like to hear the N word.
Yeah. And the word is, it's no. The word was no.
But you told me that she and one of her friends were trying to figure out what the F word was.
Yes.
And they thought it was fun.
No.
And they still don't know, right?
No, I think they know. It's just when they brought it up to Kevin and I, we're like, oh, fun? Are you thinking about the word fun? Because I don't want to talk about this stuff in front of my kid. I mean, she's like 7. I don't want to talk about that stuff. Let's talk about stuff that, be a kid. Have fun. It's just, especially with everything they're going on, what's going on
but
now, COVID.
Don't make it exciting. Don't make it an exciting word. When it comes time,
don't
exciting. Make it like, oh, yeah, we get to say, like, we're going to say that word because it's rebellious, or, just like, it's just a word.
It is a fun word, though. But not for children. No.
One of my little cousins said the F word the other day. It was pretty awesome. So.
Well, isn't that part of the family?
Yeah. Well, my mother doesn't help it, but she was watching a YouTube video, and my sister goes, "What are you watching?" And she's like, "Nothing," because they're like swearing in it. So obviously, my sister took the phone, and she goes, like, what were they saying? She's like, they said the S word. And Tara's like, oh, they said the S word? She's like, they said shit. She's like, oh no, they said fuck. And she's like, that's not the S word. That's the wrong thing.
Wrong letter.
I don't know why. Obviously, they can't spell. So
You know what? I despise YouTube a lot. Especially, I think that's what I think the kids do. They watch all these things. What's
You're
the
on
thing
it.
they're
You're on it
watching?
right now.
They're
You
on it
can't-
so much. First off, but secondly, what does she watch all the time? It's these. They play video games, and that's where they pick up these words.
Yeah.
Because even Emily rats out Portia. She's like,
Mhm.
Portia said she watched this, and I'm like, Portia, is that true? And she's like, Emily. And I'm like, oh, this is great. They're working against each other. This is perfect. Let's keep going with this.
As
Mm.
soon as you give children access to a smart device,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can
It's all over.
almost guarantee that they're going to grow up. I mean, it's
Right.
hard to.
They've seen
I guess-
everything already.
Yeah, I don't know what the word I'm trying to think of, but it's hard to
You
keep
you
it
open.
censored for them. I mean,
You
there's
literally
so much.
just open the door, threw out the key, and they just walk through. What I
Yeah.
don't know what the stupid thing they watch on YouTube now. I can't even think about it. But I got Portia on the Facebook Messenger, right? And I didn't even think about it. So I had to go do something, and I get this phone call through my phone, and I'm like, or my car phone, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I pick up. She's like, hey, Mom. I'm like, you're calling me through Facebook Messenger.
Yep.
Shit, I totally forgot about that.
She called me a whole bunch of times right away, and then she hasn't called me since.
I was like, Portia, you need, because I told her, stop calling people through
She
Facebook
can call
Messenger.
me. She can
That's
call
why.
me every once in a while.
Well, yes. Well, now she
It's
probably
okay.
won't. Yeah.
Well, it's like my buddy. He has a 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid, and he gives him a smartphone, and he's like, "Well, he's in his room all day on it," and I'm like,
Well,
"What
yeah.
is a 12-year-old boy doing in his room on a smartphone?"
Looking up stuff like
Probably
articles.
Yeah, I mean,
sports,
come on.
looking
Yeah.
at baseball
Yeah.
statistics
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
um, you know
How
the
to make
videos.
money.
You know the videos where it's
yeah, that's
like,
what they're doing.
where it's like animals killing other animals.
yeah, maybe.
Like when a lion, chases down a water buffalo, and then like the alligator jumps in and steals the water buffalo from the lions.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's what he was watching. I mean,
Oh.
I would never give. I'm not a parent, but I'm telling you, I would never give a tween a smartphone, no, especially not a male tween. Yeah,
Nope.
No, bad.
You know, the couple
Don't do
things
it.
that Portia does watch, it's just like this one girl, this woman's beautiful, right? And she's like, like trying different food or something, and she's like, oh, this is so satisfying. And I'm like, what the hell are you watching? And I'm watching with her. I'm like, don't watch this anymore because this is stupid. This is so stupid. And she gets paid. This girl gets paid to sound stupid.
They make a
I'm like,
lot of money.
Well, that's what
but she
we're.
understands the word satisfying. I'm like, well, her vocabulary is kind of increasing, but I don't want her to watch that anymore.
We're hoping to get paid to sound like we sound. So I mean, just think about it. It's
true.
Fun. And
It's true.
some people might say it's stupid, or at least my end. I don't know about you.
What's
guys,
that game called? The floor is lava.
You
I'm
guys
still
are
trying
stupid.
to.
You could- Oh boy.
One of my friends in New York City, she's a really, really cool person, but I'd always look over and she's sitting here like staring at her phone and she's got her headphones in and she's like, and I'm like, what are you watching? And she goes, oh, I like to watch videos of food. It's just food videos. She just for like 12 hours a day, she'd watch videos of people eating
Making
food.
food?
Eating
Making
food.
food or eating food?
Eating it.
Eating it?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't
Whoa.
know. I
That's
told her I think that's like some kind of that's a thing.
That's
Like-
strange.
Fetish? You think it's a
Yeah.
fetish thing?
Yeah.
That's strange. It's like that ASMR.
She goes,
stuff.
what do you mean? I was like, well,
Like,
it's like
that's
the
weird.
volume's real. Like I can really hear them slurping. It's like,
Oh, so that she was watching the ASMR
I
where
think so.
where they're like in the mic like this, and they're like,
Oh, stop!
yeah,
Don't do that.
yeah, like that.
Marianne
That's
did
what
that for a whole episode.
they're doing. Oh god.
Didn't need to. You gave me food. I'm going to eat it.
I gave her food, but she's like, man, maybe just like eat it over here and then get over by the mic when you're talking.
Oh no.
Just look away from the mic. You won't be able to hear the.
I haven't
Just-
had sushi. in a bit.
Anyway, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah. No sushi on camera for Marianne, please.
not anymore. We
No.
tried it once. Now there's a rule.
That's how we learn. We make mistakes, and that's how we learn.
If you ever show up to the podcast, don't bring sushi. You're done. We're out.
There's no sushi in this area.
You know what I thought about? I thought about today is if I could order all of us a dozen chicken wings, and we could try to eat those during the podcast to prove that there's substantial food.
That's more than substantial.
Substantive.
Right?
Cuomo went back and his team tried to take care of it. Though
They're like, oh no, he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it.
You can tell he doesn't know Western New York, right? Because
aware that we exist.
Like, has he been there, or has he ever slammed a dozen hot wings and 2 beers and been like done for the night? Like,
he's never been in Yates County.
Yeah, and that's life.
I think he came out here for one of those floods. That's what I was told. But I want to say I had pretty good wings at the Silverbird earlier this week.
Did you get the wood-fired wings?
No.
Aren't they? Don't they put them in the oven, right? With like their pizza oven.
I don't know. I just ordered the wings and I thought they were substantial. I liked it. It was good.
They don't fry the wings.
Were you full? Yeah. I think they put them in the pizza oven.
You bake them? Baked wings. That doesn't sound
very... They're wood fired. They're good. They're good.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And you can get different kinds of sauces and rubs and things like that, but they're good if you get them.
They get crispy.
They char them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Try it.
Okay. So I got to tell you my other experience. All right. So we went to Canandaigua. Kev and I went to Canandaigua, and we wanted to explore Canandaigua, right? And so we wanted to hit up the sandbar. You know, the new sandbar, right? It's taken over, whole new owners and whatnot. So
did they change it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me get to the story.
I mean,
so we're trying to stroll in. The guy's like with the mask. He's like, "Do you have reservations?" I'm like, "Oh no, dude, we're going to the sandbar." And they're like, "Yeah, you need reservations." Like, I'm confused. I thought the sandbar. They're like, "No, it's like reservations. We're 2 weeks out," and I'm like, I'm confused. But okay, I'm easily confused all the time. And I'm like, all right, so let's go to New York Kitchen. So you go to New York Kitchen, which is right there. And so you have to, their ordering system is very weird, where they're trying to explain to us, and Kevin's about to ask questions. I'm like, just stop. Tell us what you want us to do, because I don't know, and I don't want to irritate you, because you probably have to explain this hundreds of times to people like us, right? So I guess we ordered drinks separately, and then you can order food. And so we sat out, we were eating, and Kev's like, I really want to continue sitting out here and eating food. I'm like, this menu sucks. Like, I don't want this menu. I don't want a sandwich. I want like food, right? I want food.
That's harsh.
So we have a couple drinks. We had like nachos and guacamole. I just ate the guacamole, not the chips. And, we got like a little tiff. But then we ended up going to the Beehive.
That's a fun spot.
That is a fun spot, because you want to know why? Because the beer selection is much better to choose from.
It's crazy. There's a lot of beer
Exactly. And that's what I wanted. And I know I complained about having a sandwich. I ended up having a wrap anyways. And we were outside. It wasn't looking at the lake, but you know what? I didn't care. I wanted to be outside. I think the Beehive is a good place to go to if people.
Is that the green place over by the railroad tracks?
I don't know if it's green, but it is by the railroad tracks. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think what happened was Marianne was suffering from being hangry, and once she got the guacamole in her system and she had time to like process. Get it. Yeah. You were happy. Listen, I deal with it all the time with Mary. She's like, I'm not kidding. I just like carry like chocolate covered pretzels, and I'm like, here you go. Just like, especially when she's drinking. We're in Key West, and I day drink when I go on vacation. We start from like 8 o'clock in the morning till I pass out. Right. Anyways, I don't have a problem, if anyone's wondering. Mary is not a professional. She's a nice girl.
She's a newbie.
She doesn't day drink.
She doesn't have the body weight to absorb.
Right.
So small.
So we're pretty good by like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. She's like, "Oh, so are we gonna eat?" And I'm like, no, why? Like, I worked for this buzz. We're not eating till dinner. Let's rock. So about 2 o'clock, she's starting to get like, meh. And I'm like, okay,
my girl.
She's hangry. She'll get over it. By 3 o'clock, she's crying. And I'm like, okay, I gotta get her food. At this point, I get her food, and she's like just smiling and eating. I'm like, well, women are weird creatures. They're not. They're just so weird. You gotta feed them. You have to feed them.
Feed us. My God! You know what? Don't even start, because you guys are the same thing. Once you little boys get sick or something, it's like the whole world collapses.
Whoa,
and
that's true.
It's so true. It's so true. So you have your thing, and I have our thing. I'm just telling you.
No, when I'm sick, I die every. I always. It's not good. I tell Mary, like, this is the sickest I've ever been.
Every time
I see the light. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know what I should do. And since she's an RN, she can tell when I'm gonna die, so she's just never concerned.
Never.
She doesn't care. She's like, "You're good.
You don't even care about me.
Die in peace on the bed. Just leave me the hell alone."
Is this why you're dating a nurse? Because you're afraid you're going to die?
See, stereotypes and generalizations sometimes are true. They really are. Like men are the worst at being sick. Even my father, he's a pretty tough guy, but he's funny when he's drunk, or not drunk when he's sick. He's hilarious.
Ever. Mm-hmm. And women just need to be fed.
Feed them. Feed women.
I only get sick.
Just do it.
I only get sick for like 2 hours at a time, and then I'm done. Like,
no.
Yeah.
So this is what I've been experiencing since I've been, entering or exploring my 30s, right? Acid reflux, where the pain starts, like it's like a numbing pain in my back, and then it moves over to my chest. And then I'm like constantly burping. If you know me, I burp all the time anyways, but I'm burping. I'm in so much pain and I can't sleep. And usually I can sleep it off or do whatever. It's evolved to where I now need to get Prilosec. I'm like old. I need like acid reflux medication now.
I had that. I was getting back pain and everything, and I used the omeprazole. I don't know what the brand name, if that's Prilosec, it's the same or not.
Yes.
But I did that, and it helped for a while. But what I found out was that really I just needed to change my diet.
Yes. So don't eat so late.
Yeah. And
just
the other
go to
thing
bed.
I did is I stopped, and I don't recommend this for forever, but I stopped drinking coffee for like a month and a half, and I cut all the sugar out. And once I did that, I drink coffee fine now. It doesn't bother me at all. But I found that coffee was contributing to it. So I cut it out for a while, and then I got like a reset, and now I feel great.
So that's when I had my last acid situation. I was drinking my own coffee that I brewed here, and then it was after the podcast, and I was like, "Oh no, it's happening again." And I'm like, I'm afraid to drink that coffee now. I'm like terrified. I'm like, I don't think I'm. Wow, that's sexy. I am sexy. I don't think I can do coffee anymore like I used to. I'm so sad.
Thanks, Jamie. I know you're talking about me. Appreciate it.
I was talking about Phil.
I know back
Philicious.
When you were saying that we talk about stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Marie was watching and she agreed. She was like, "Yeah, Jesse's right."
Jesse's right about what?
About that we just talk about stupid. He was saying that his family was always talking about how we just talk about stupid stuff.
We do. But it's fun to listen to.
Yeah, okay. We try to be entertaining the best we can, or not.
No, I think probably one of our listeners is like, yeah, I experienced the same back pain too, and I just thought it was whatever. Now I realize it's probably acid reflux.
Yeah,
I'm helping people.
That it's true that I thought there was something wrong with my back for a while.
Yeah, right.
And then I realized that it was only certain times. It was like after I ate, when I'm laying down, and you get that. I'd get it right in the middle of my back.
Exactly.
And, I figured out that if I did some antacids, then it went away, and it made a big difference.
Yeah. Well, Mrs. Pease has experience because she says she can't sleep on her back. So she had to like sleep in a recliner, and that helped to alleviate. Is that what
you got to start using aliases?
Yeah, you can't name drop everyone.
My friend Sam.
Yeah.
Sam Thomas has a horrible case of hemorrhoids, And
Oh no, well, I'm not talking about that. I just thought, I haven't. Okay, so I know an older lady.
Oh, great. Oh, no.
No, it's fine. No,
No.
it's okay.
Mhm.
She doesn't listen to this stuff anyway.
you're
so it
not
doesn't matter.
supposed to call them older ladies.
Okay.
No.
Her
But
hair's always fabulous, though.
You never call a lady old. There's
never-
a rule. There's like
You never
the
comment
rule.
on a woman's age or body.
Yeah,
Oh,
never.
I thought you were
You're
gonna
not
say
allowed.
breasts, but okay.
You
Breast?
can comment on her personality. Personality
She's
is
so
a good one.
fun.
Yeah.
Wait,
so you can,
why did you say breasts?
I don't know. I just thought that you just can't comment on women's breasts.
well, that's body. Yeah. You don't
Yeah.
comment on a woman's
Okay.
body.
Yeah.
Just group it together. Changing the subject.
There's rules that I'm trying to learn here. I'm like, okay, so just so you don't make comments about breasts, I will no longer do that. Thank you for
On the podcast.
Noticing that you got some headlights there.
Whoa. Yeah.
In your car.
Yeah. No more breast comments. I will. Anybody coming to any of my business, I'll no longer make comments about your breast to you.
I don't even think you ever made comments about that, You know what it is?
It was something I thought that was okay, and now I'm learning. Thank
Very
you
large
for
tracts
opening
of
my
land.
eyes.
Yeah.
Jeez.
This actually,
Marianne's so mad at us right now.
I really shouldn't share this on the
But go for it.
podcast
Do it.
Uh-oh.
because
Keep the name out of it.
it'll make
No name dropping.
this is going to completely ruin our code words. So I don't do this anymore because I've become
Mature.
what I think a little bit mature. There we'll say. I was going to say less horrible, but
That's horrible works too.
back when I was working a lot of festivals as a vendor, one of the vendors next to us told us a story about how they could make a comment to each other about a woman's body without, just to draw attention to good things about a woman's body, but without the woman knowing, without anybody really knowing what you're talking about. So you've seen Jaws.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when the guy they get out there, and when he first sees the shark, and he's just like, "Oh, we're gonna need a bigger boat." That was always the code word for large tracts of land. Was hey, we're gonna need a bigger boat. Like if they were,
But why?
because nobody else would know what you're talking about except each other. You just say, "Oh, we're gonna need a bigger boat."
But didn't they both just see it and in their minds like, "Oh, nice." Like,
yeah, but they didn't. It's just if one of them doesn't see it, and you want to draw their attention to
oh,
it.
I see.
Hey,
I see.
we're gonna need a bigger boat, and then you
You're
look
like-
to see. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So if you say you need a
Alright, that's
bigger
really
boat, that means the woman's gorgeous, right?
She's got big boobs.
big boobs.
Oh, big boobs. Oh, okay.
Yep.
I don't do guy talk. I don't get any of this.
People are like, this podcast is taking an interesting turn.
It's an interesting turn. We also had another word that's also there was a woman that had breasts so large that there wasn't a word in the English language for it. So we created a word
Okay.
that is euplantic.
Euplantic.
That's not a word in the dictionary. It's just like,
Euplantic would be
Atlantic.
if she had breasts so large that there wasn't a word that existed to describe them.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now you know. Now
That was-
I've given up the secret. Everybody knows.
If I hear euplantic, I'm gonna call someone out. I don't care. It's happening. Like,
That's
how,
not a word.
How dare you? How dare you say that word?
Can you spell it?
Yeah.
You
Jamie.
construction have been doing this forever.
Oh, code words of things.
Well,
yeah.
I don't think construction's been doing it forever because they used to just be outward about it, right? They used to just say it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm not in construction,
They
so I can't.
say mamacita. Or maybe no, maybe they don't say mamacita. right?
Talking about whistling. So I got whistled at by a group of girls.
No.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe it. I don't know why.
No.
I
Did it
felt
make you feel
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I
You
did.
felt uncomfortable.
I was like, whoa, ladies, like, calm it down, okay? You know?
Wait
I
a
was
minute.
like, yeah, I was like, now I know how women feel. Yeah, no,
I don't even do that. Don't even
No.
know how women feel.
I-
Get
well,
out.
a little
Yeah.
bit, a
When
little
I
bit.
started to
you
grow
know?
this beard back,
It happens to Phil all the time.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember at the bar there'd be some women who would just want to like pretty much jump on you? And I'm like, guys, this is a fancy place.
Yeah.
You can't just
It's weird.
Yeah.
treat
They
Phil
always
like a toy.
They always want to touch it.
Oh, they do. So
Maybe-
many women want to touch
Maybe
you.
we should. Like maybe not.
We
Like,
should not
maybe-
touch your beard.
Yeah. Like maybe
Don't
not till the third date. You know.
Third, is that a rule? Is that like a written rule, or is that
Well,
just
when it's
Rule.
just to keep strangers from walking up and wanting to touch your face because
They
it's
do
weird.
like your beard.
'Cause there are a lot of strangers that you just don't want to touch your face.
right?
You know where their hands have been. I mean, and now we got a pandemic, but just
Oh,
ever
yeah.
like, you know, it's just weird sometimes to have strangers want to touch your face.
So yeah. Anyway, so like Phil and I were pretty much saying is we're gorgeous and we understand the pain of being treated like meat. So,
We know exactly what it's like
which
to be
it's painful.
to be
Perfect.
objectified.
Ladies, when you see Phil and Jesse, try not to whistle at them.
Please, yeah.
Instead, come up with code words.
Don't code word me.
No more.
Don't you
No,
do
no, no.
it.
I shared the code words because I don't use them anymore.
We need a bigger boat.
If I walk up to two girls and they one goes, I need a bigger boat, I'm done. I'm out. I will feel the worst I've ever felt in my life.
You know, all two of the people watching right now are gonna say something about it next
Jesse,
time.
no,
we see
Jesse,
you.
Jamie will.
Yeah, Jamie will. He'll say it to Jenny. He'll be like, "Oh, thanks, Jamie. Appreciate it, bud."
Man. Well, we got to get going. But
Jenny's
if
gonna be like,
you're
what?
still watching, make sure you share this. Make sure you share It's Rare. Let your friends know about it. Get them to come watch so that we can keep doing this. And pretty soon, we'll be doing this in a whole new format. So look forward to that.
Things are getting big.
Things
We're
are
doing big
We're
things
talking
here.
about the podcast.
Big things are happening.
All right.
Why, Marianne? Why?
That's all, folks.
That's it.
All right. See you guys. Have a good weekend. Make healthy life decisions, please.
Probably not.
Okay, bye.